Welcome, folks, to our Chitty Opinion Sports Edition, NFL Edition, Playoff Edition at the moment. Today we're going to go over the Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl and our thoughts on the game and whatever else that we can do that goes along with all this. So right now,
Mhm. Yeah, it's funny because the sharps jumped all over this line. It opened actually at 3.5, and it jumped up to 4.5, and some even have it at 5, depending on what books you go to, obviously. But as soon as it opened up at 3.5, the sharps jumped all over it, and it was sitting at 46, and it dropped. I think this game could go over. Mm. Yeah, I think it's a different era though. Since then, see, I look at it. I don't even look at it like that. That just because they're putting up high numbers, this and that, when the Rams this, Rams that. I don't even look at that. I look at numbers. I look basically who's hot. Who matches up. What defense. What are they playing? Are they playing a zone? Are they playing man? And that's where I think Drake May excels. When teams go zone, he picks them apart.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Now, with Max Hollins back in there for you guys, it's a little different. Now with Diggs, playing actually how he should have been playing the last 2, 3 years.
hmm
Now I understand he was hurt. I get it. It's a little different when you have that and then you have Hunter Henry. Yeah, he dropped a couple, but when it's time, when it comes down to it, when you need him, I think that's his
Yeah,
his nice little
he's a good
go
security
to.
blanket.
Yep.
The and I think I don't think a lot of conversation, enough conversation, or if any, is conversations being done because when you talk about the playoff path that the Patriots took, is the playoff path the Seahawks have taken. They played a decimated, a a weakly decimated 49ers team that their wheels finally came off. That's what that was.
Mm.
Like you said, was bound to happen. And just because they had a good schedule, and they basically gritted their way to the playoffs into that position, does not make them, like a team that had nobody, You know what I mean? In essence, they had their quarterback, but they were
Right,
missing
right,
everything else. You know what I mean? What if Fred Warner was playing? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of what
right.
ifs that are going on and those type of things. So, and they played the Rams. Now, they only played familiar opponents. Granted, they were not easy opponents by any stretch of the imagination, but they only played familiar opponents in the playoffs. They have not played, they didn't play a different team or a new team that they didn't play all season in the playoffs. So your game plan is literally pulling it off the shelf and seeing what I've done and what
Hmm.
can we do. You know what I mean? This isn't like, oh, they went and they played like the Panthers, which they didn't play, or something along those lines. Or maybe they did play the Panthers. I don't remember. Oh yeah, they did play the Panthers. But I mean, who else made the playoffs? I don't even remember who made the playoffs for the NFC. Now my brain is broken. But it's not like they sat there and played a team they didn't play yet, and that's what the Patriots didn't play any of these three teams that they played against all year. So they had to come up with new stuff and new things, and
Mm.
and see something new, and figure out a way to go against them. Now you go, Justin Herbert's terrible in the playoffs. Well, he's still Justin Herbert. You didn't know if he was going to step it up. You know who else was terrible in the playoffs and known to because of last year? Sam Darnold. So you're not saying, oh, when if the Patriots win, they're not going to say, oh, well, he played Sam Darnold. Are you? No one's going to say that. It's just
Well,
like,
no, because Sam Darnold, I actually believe he should be in the MVP race too, ahead of Josh Allen. To tell you the truth, I mean,
maybe
he's
at this
going to a
point,
new team from Minnesota to a new team.
oh yeah, it's a whole new system.
Josh Allen's been in that for how long?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of things that people want to throw out there and make up excuses
Hmm.
for the Patriots making it because they're just mad. And but I see that since this is a new team, this is a different way to approach how Josh McDaniels is going to approach this defense, another top five defense. I mean, who's the fifth defense at this point in the league? It's like everybody's the
I
best
mean,
defense in
again,
the league.
it goes from Houston to Seattle to who
I guess
knows
apparently it depends
Rams.
on who the Patriots are playing that week, because that's all it's been. They're going against the best defense, and it depends on what Josh McDaniels can come up with and what Drake May sees and how he can play with this. So obviously, you can throw heavy against this team and succeed if done right. And same thing with the Seahawks, but Sam Darnold also has some really bad lows, like lows when he plays. Like he can fly high or do average, but he can go low too, depending on who he's playing and what he's playing against, I guess. But
Hmm.
so it's a matter of like I think they're going to rely a lot more on the defense. If the Patriots can sit there and take away Walker out of the running game, which they should be able to do because they've done it well all year when Barmore plays and see how Barmore and Williams plays and see how that all goes. So despite whatever people are saying and what people think, it's just like it's like underestimating what the Patriots can do and overestimating what the Seahawks can do is I think a big problem in the analysis of this game to be
I think this game is going to come down to the tight ends between Henry and Barner.
I think it's going to come down to the corners and who can cover who.
Really?
Yep, I really do. I don't think it's going to come down to the tight ends. I think, despite the fact both teams have good tight ends, I think
Hmm.
they're going to be played as blankets like they have been, and I think that's just really or dump off guys maybe. But I don't think that's going to be part of the game plan. I think they're going to try and shoot against each other. Honestly, the Patriots
I
might not be
mean,
able to do it, but because they're not really as far. Even though Drake May has been known to have those, those long balls and was the best at it this year and taking the shots. I think that's what it's going to come down to: who's going to take the shots and succeed at it, and who's going to be able to cover those shots.
of course they're going to go deep. I mean,
But I think there's going to be more than what to just go in deep to go deep. I think it's going to be part of the plan to try and do
well,
such
they could
things.
stretch the field all they want, but again, I don't know. To me, I think personally, the middle of the field is open against the Patriots, and I think the Seahawks has the middle of the field open, and that's where I think your seam passes for the tight end because you have, like you said, you got studs on the outside. Could the corners cover them?
Hmm.
You play a cover two, that leaves your tight end one on one with the linebacker.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's going to come down. I don't think they're going to. That to me, I don't think it's going to be part of the game breaking thing. And here's why: because nobody has been so far in the last 3 games. No one's been smart enough to go after the Patriots down the middle. Don't know why. Don't know why at all. I don't know what changed or why people haven't done it. Maybe there's an observation that I'm missing on that, and they haven't been successful enough at it for whatever reason. I have no idea what changed in their looks to prevent it from happening, but nobody's really attempted it properly or the way it was all season against them. So I don't know what that deal is, to be honest with you.
Well, here's something. If you took notice, Sean Payton, I thought, had a great game plan for the Patriots, and I tell you why. And through almost like the first half, first 3 quarters, he did a lot of motion, and they even mentioned it. Almost every play there was a motion play to see if they were going to go man. And I think it confused the Patriots, to tell you the truth. Now, I'm not talking about the weather. Let's skip the weather.
Mm-hmm.
They both play in cold, snow, whatever. But I think if the Seahawks were smart, they would move. They would move a lot of, they'd have a lot of motion,
The
because
motion
I think
didn't, but
that
it didn't
confused them.
work with the almighty Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah, but I think the first half it did. I think they got
No,
caught
I
off
think that maybe
guard.
the first quarter, maybe, but I mean, it did. He didn't do anything with it. He can sit there and say that it might have confused him. They didn't succeed at it. So did it work? Did
I
it?
thought it did. I thought it did the first half at least,
It
until
didn't.
they went in and made an
It didn't.
adjustment.
After that blown coverage and that stupid move by Gonzo in the end zone by biting on a play action or whatever he did, they didn't do anything. Stidham did nothing, and Stidham was supposed to be the almighty, second coming of whoever backup quarterback there was, and they didn't do anything with it. They did nothing. They might have moved it slightly a little bit, but then they fucked themselves with that stupid fourth and one play where they should just kick the field goal. But I think on an overall basis, I don't know. I don't think it was like super crucial. I do see what you're saying, that it could be a potential weak point for the Patriots, but I don't know if that's going to also be part of how Kubiak runs his offense either. Well, because I'm not super familiar with the Seahawks and how they necessarily run things and on a
Well,
consistent
now
basis.
see, that's another thing. Now they're down to their one stud. It used to be the 1-2. It's almost like the Thunder and Lightning, like how Detroit with their running backs. Now we're missing their second, their running back. I mean, Charbonnet, that hurts too
Oh,
now.
of course.
Now Walker takes the load, so
That's why I mean. That's why I think might be a little bit easier. But so I don't know. That's just the one aspect that the Patriots are going to have to. The Patriots are going to have to take out the running game, which they do well at, and force it into Sam Darnold. He's not much of a super rusher, but he really has to. But he's learned to hold on to the ball well and take the sacks, same as Drake May as well. So that'll be interesting what happens. I think it's defensively it's going to come down to what those two defensive lines can do and how they can dictate the game. And the Broncos did a good job of holding the Patriots rushing, but they didn't stop them from rushing either. Um,
no.
I think that was more time management than anything when the Patriots did it. So early analysis without me actually looking at any games. I just feel like I think I would still take it as a close game, to be honest with you. I don't know which way it could go. I think the overhype for Seattle is too much, and the underhype for the Patriots is too much. And I think it's more game friendly than people expect.
Yeah, we can
Will
make this
expect.
pick as it gets closer
Yeah,
too.
that's why I'm not too worried about it. I'm just saying, like, as far as like my initial, yeah, I can see why people are saying Seahawks would blow them out. But I think as I look at the games and see who does what and do more research on the Seahawks, I can't be definitive and make a good analysis of it all anyway. You know what I mean? So we just know where everything going and all the talking points are going until the Bill Belichick situation came up. But all the talking points were basically Seahawks, Seahawks, Seahawks. From what I saw, this is from the pundits, the national pundits, as opposed to anything local or fans. Fans are fans.
Yeah,
So
the only thing I would say, it's just like I said with the Seahawks and the Rams. It would be nice to see Cooper Cup get a
mhm,
touchdown, and he did,
mhm,
and it was basically the go-ahead one.
yeah.
I think in the Super Bowl, if Shaheed could get great field on a kickoff return, or even return one, I think the Patriots could be in trouble with the field position. But other than that, we'll
No, I mean
make
you're
that
acting
pick.
like Jones can't do anything in the same
Oh well,
essence either.
no,
So
it's no.
you
I'm
know,
not even get to him yet. I mean, that's a whole nother story. Like I said, we'll pick as we get closer. But
I mean, we have one of the better special teams units in the game anyway. So the special teams doesn't super concern me with
Well,
that.
see, it does to me because that's field position. That's why you gotta kick away from these guys. You know, the
Yeah.
coffin kick, the coffin corner
Well, I
kick,
mean,
and
yeah,
that's
with the punting and stuff like that. Yeah.
yep.
But I don't know. Well, that's one of those things is come and see and whatever when that comes to that. But anyway, folks, there's really not much to discuss on this. And besides the fact that everybody in the Broncos is completely crying and complaining. Oh, and another thing too that people complain about. I saw way too many national people complaining that games should not be played in this weather condition. The greatest part about football is that it can be played in any condition. So sit there and cry because you thought the game was boring is stupid because these games are far more exciting to me in the last minutes than not saying the Seahawks because that was good coming down to the zeros, but it's better. These games are better than the average game because you don't. All it takes is one slip, one fumble, one punt. It can happen any time in this type of weather, and games this close. You do not know what's going to happen. You do not know when a running back's going to break it. People thought the the Rams and the Patriots Super Bowl was boring. Again, it comes down to one play and who can make the play. That's exciting to me. That's like I don't mind a defensive football game as long as it's not 3-0. But in the time moves, and this game moved pretty well. So to sit there and say that because there's a strategy involved in playing in snow, in preparing your team for such a thing, or cold weather, or rain, or anything like that. You hear Tom Brady talk about it. You hear other quarterbacks talk about it. You hear about talking about the cleats and all those things. So to sit there and cry and say that it shouldn't because you want to have this pass happy bullshit all the time, get out of here. I think
Build a dome then.
that was the worst take I heard all week was about complaining about games should not be played in bad weather. Fuck off, dude.
Build a dome.
Dumb fucking thing. And it wasn't. And again, it was national guys complaining because they were bored. I'm sorry.
Well, that's why they always play the Super Bowl in warm weather.
Yeah,
They'll never
which
because
is dumb.
first of all
I think
it's money.
terrible. Obviously, it's
First of
money,
all, it's money.
but it's just. I think it's a terrible choice. I think it should be. I think it should just do a round robin around the whole league. And I think whatever the advantages is whatever the advantages. And I think that's just the way it should be. I think everybody should play in this. A neutral field in warm weather doesn't mean much. You know what I mean? But I just think it should be played and everywhere. Just like it did in that Giants when they played at that Giants stadium and it snowed that year. That was the last one that they had up in the Northeast because of that, and I think it's ridiculous. I think it's taken away one of the great parts of football, and the one thing that makes it stand out way more than other sports is the fact that you can play in blizzards, you can play in fog, you can play in anything but a thunderstorm, literally.
Well, geez, when it's raining down in Miami and it's windy as hell in Chicago, are you not supposed to play?
Yeah, because all of a sudden the ball's sliding everywhere, and it's not good. Like stop it. Like stop. Like you're gonna stop it every until it's stupid. It's a dumb take. It was stupid, and I just don't see it. I'm just glad everybody who sat there and jerked off Stidham all week, we got to see who Stidham 40 was. A backup quarterback. You know what I mean?
Well,
and that's it.
That's Sean Payne saying he could start for other teams. And
no, that was Stidham saying he could start for other teams too.
Yeah,
it's like stop. You haven't proved anything. You didn't prove anything. And this was everybody falling for that bait and then spewing it out into the universe, which is fine. Be positive about it, but to sit there and act like,
well, don't forget now. Hold on. Don't forget now. Brady praised him too when he was up here in New England. Hoyer praised him. They're both saying he could start for a lot of teams. So you just can't go and say it was Denver
I can say it all I want because back when he was younger and he was playing, he was just starting in the league when he was still on the same team that drafted him. Sure, I could sit there and understand why they would say that. Absolutely, but to say it now, 6 years later, whatever it is, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely.
Plus,
ridiculous.
He really hasn't played since 23.
Exactly. That's why it's ridiculous. And it should never have been said to begin with. To say it before when he was behind Tom Brady, yeah, but for Hoyer to say it after he beat him out for the job is a little stupid, But it's like I can see it. You're on the same team. This isn't going to work out for you because Tom's still here. Fine, I get it. Go somewhere else, and you could probably do it. But again, to say it this far down the line, to sit there and spend all that money on a backup quarterback and you didn't have him prepared, I put that on Sean Payton for not having him properly prepared, not sitting there being ready for snow.
Well, I blame him more than anything. Yeah. I don't blame Stidham. I blame him. He's telling the fans you got 2 weeks to get ready for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean,
so what pressure does that put on?
I mean, I will take that pass to Gonzo again on that side, on that final pick. Again, a cocky play call in the first place. To sit there and say, it was open before. We could, figured it would be open again. You couldn't see him in the whites. So you probably had
Dude,
no
you didn't even know
idea.
where the ball was half
Exactly.
the time
So
in the
never
snow.
mind seeing a player all dressed in white, in a split second, you're going to figure out that he's 5 yards or 2 feet in front of somebody. Come on. So I think that was ridiculous. And, just like the 4th and 1 call was a cocky call. His own ego got in the way in this game, for sure. For sure. And did not have his team prepared at all. That's how I look at it,
Well, I go back to Detroit when they were playing in San Fran. I mean, yeah, when you're on the road, even though Denver's at home, I know.
Yeah.
But when you're on the road, you got to take the points. You need points. I don't care if it's
I
three
hate that,
or
by the way,
safety.
I'm just going to point this out. I hate that fucking saying, take the points.
Nope, not me. I think that
because it's not.
I love
no,
that.
I hate it because it's not obvious, dude. We got fucking kickers who miss extra points. all
Yeah,
right?
but
to
just think
sit
if he
there-
makes
but
that.
to sit,
It's
yeah,
tied.
if again, that's an if. It's a phrase that says it's guaranteed. It's not
Right, but if they
guaranteed.
made it, we wouldn't be talking
But
about
if he
this.
didn't make it, it would have been you could have just gone for it. My point is, I hate that fucking phrase. It's stupid. It's
See,
a
not
dumb
me. I
phrase.
think that's. Let's go back to
No,
Detroit
I'm
then.
not saying don't go for the field goal. I just don't. That phrase is dumb. Take the points.
Well,
Who
why
says
is
you're
it
gonna
dumb,
get?
though?
Who says you're gonna get the points?
Who says you're not?
Who says you are?
But that's why it's a 50-50
He went
chance,
to take
you know?
the points before and it got blocked, so he didn't take the points.
Yeah, but you can't go and you could say that now because it did. You
no,
can't
before,
say it back then.
But you can't use that phrase. Take the points because that sits there and says he's
No,
guaranteed.
within
to
the
get
playoffs, it's a whole new ballgame.
No,
you
you
must
can't say
take
the
points.
phrase "take the points" because it's not guaranteed. You're gonna get the 3 points. Is my point.
You're not guaranteed nothing.
No, but
But the
that
point
phrase
is,
makes no sense.
I would take the points because
No,
now
that
those
phrase.
3
No,
points.
you're missing my point. That phrase does not make sense because you're not taking points. How does that make sense?
How does it make sense that you don't take the points?
But that phrase, "take the points." Explain what that.
Listen,
means.
if you can't make
Explain
I'm
the-
going to.
no,
If you
explain-
can't make a 20 or 30-yard field goal in the playoffs, then you shouldn't be on the team. That's the point. That's what I'm trying to explain. If they make that first down, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
That phrase doesn't make sense. Is all I'm saying. I'm saying go for the field goal is what you should say. Do not say take the points because they're not guaranteed to get those points.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing. It's absolutely not.
So if you just said to go for a field goal,
Yeah.
it's the same thing as take the
No,
points.
that's what take the points is supposed to mean. But the phrase,
Right, it's the
no,
same thing
but
as the field
phrase,
goal.
the phrase itself implies that you're guaranteed to get the 3 points.
No, it ain't.
It
it's just like you
absolutely
said,
does.
take the field
Take
goal.
it.
Or so, wait,
If
hold
I was
on.
to
So
take,
you're
if I was to take,
hold on,
no,
hold
if
on,
you
hold
were
on.
standing here and I was to take something for you, that means I have it. That
no.
means it's
So
in
you're
hand.
guaranteeing a field goal is what you're saying. You just said guaranteed to take the field goal.
No, I said you attempt the field goal. You don't. that's
Right,
not
it's the
taking
same thing.
points. No,
But who said you're gonna make it?
that's what the phrase "take the points." When you take something, it's implying it's guaranteed. Is my point. They need
This
a
is
new
our first
phrase.
argument, and I love it because
It needs-
you're wrong.
It needs a new. There needs to be a new phrase because
All right,
that's
so
not
well,
guaranteed
quote
anymore.
unquote, in your style,
Attempt the
what do you
field
want to
goal.
say? It kick the field goal. How's that?
That's it. Attempt the field goal. It's not. It's an
Okay.
attempt. It's not guaranteed.
There. How about we stick with that? Attempt the field
That's
goal.
it. I hate the phrase "take the point." I hate it. I hate
Okay.
it forever.
So what I'm gonna do? I'm
Hate
gonna
it.
paste it in your email tomorrow at work.
Hate the fucking phrase. Hate it.
Oh
Take
my
the
god.
points. Well, who says it's going to be points? At one
Again, it's a
point, like, there was a
50-50.
point though. I will say though, there was a point where it seemed like you were always going to get a field goal. It's probably before, like I'll say around the Adam Vinatieri's and before the Vanderjacks, those guys. Like, those type of people, you feel like you're just going to fucking kick the field goal.
That's basically who invented that.
But
Is
it ain't
those
like that no
kickers.
more. Like you say, the game changed, the balls change, everything changes. Nobody is getting extra. People ain't getting 14-yard extra points anymore.
No, but if you look at inside the 20, I mean, where were they at? Like the 22,
they were
23 yard line?
No, they were at like the 12-yard line.
Okay, so it's a 29-yard field goal,
Attempt.
and it's at his home.
Attempt.
Yeah.
And he missed
attempt,
2 other
sorry.
ones, so it doesn't matter.
You're a homer.
What? He went to take the points. He missed. He took the points. What points did you take?
Hmm.
You took the points. Where are they? Where the fuck are they? Where are those
No,
points?
it's called. It's
Where are
called.
the
It's a
points?
chance.
It's still fucking
It's
7.
a here.
It's
I'm gonna
still
put it in
7.
layman's terms
You still
for you.
have 7 points.
Try
Where are
to
I'm
take
looking
the
for 'em.
points.
Where are they? Where'd you put them if you took them?
They're up on the
They're
board.
not on the board because he didn't get a field goal all game.
Try and kick the extra
There
point.
you go. An extra
How's
point
that? Does that
attempt.
make you feel better
That's a
now?
lot better. Take the
Okay.
points. Okay. Take the
Try
points.
to make
They
the
took
field
the points
goal.
later on in the game and they missed, so they must have given them back. Is that what
Let's
happened?
try to
They
make
gave
the
them
field
back.
goal.
It's an attempted field goal. That's
And
it.
if you miss, you
It's-
lose by
that's it.
3.
I will fight this tooth and nail. This phrase is dumb.
No
Take
pun
the
intended.
points does not exist. There's no guarantee in points.
Oh,
None.
boy.
None. No
Wrong.
guarantees.
Anyway, moving
No
on.
guarantees. I'm gonna put that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put that as the headline.
Hey,
I'm gonna
hey,
headline
oh.
this. Is it take, dude? Is there anything? Can you really take points? Who'd you
Yeah,
take them
let's-
from?
All right, let's try to make a field goal. Do you feel better
No, I
now?
said just attempt a field goal. How hard is that to say? That's it. Attempt a field
All
goal.
right, let's attempt a field goal.
That's it. How hard is that?
You don't have to worry about taking a point. It's
How
called
hard is it to
attempt
say
the
attempt-
field goal.
Your camera froze, by the way, or my computer froze. One or the other. There you go.
Yeah,
There
see
you go.
that? You're yelling at the screen.
Attempt a field goal. Take the points.
All right, we'll
Like you're a thief.
Attempt
I
to
took
make
those
the
points
field
from.
goal.
Who'd you take them from? Where'd they come
I
from?
took them from you.
Where'd those points come from? Oh my God, it's still 7. Where's the 3? Where is the 3 points that everybody said he
The
took?
3 points
Who's
should
gonna
have been
take?
made. That's where it was.
Where are they? They're missing. I hate the phrase.
Jesus
I hate
Christmas.
it.
Now I know what to get under your skin,
Hate it.
and now I'm gonna say it all the time.
Hate it. You're gonna get a shirt that says "Take the points" right in the front.
Take the points.
Oh,
Take
anyway,
the points
folks,
and live with it.
That's long enough. I think we argued 8 minutes about take the.
Let's make it 9.
All right, we're just gonna go over some other news. Anyway, that was probably the most pointless half-hour conversation we had.
Oh, it wasn't. That was great. That was our first one in 21 weeks. I love
Oh
it.
Lord, that's how it's supposed to be. But anyway, yes. So anyway, folks, we'll be covering more. I'll be covering the wrestling. The Royal Rumble is this weekend. I am going to cover that as well. I'm going to cover the odds for that, and I'm going to cover my gripes for that and whatever else.
Hey, where's it at?
It's dude, it's in Saudi Arabia.
Ooh,
So all the hot chicks are going to be covered from head to toe, except for the hands and heads.
they're ready.
That sucks.
They're ready in the
whole
background.
joy of watching hot chicks is because they're wearing hot clothes. You know what I mean? It's like now we got to watch them in fucking full blown leotards for an hour and a half. Like, are you shitting me? Oh yay! Anyway,
Put on those goggles.
yeah, right. And then so I watched last year's Female Rumble. But anyway, folks, so we'll be doing that. We get into the season where we're going to start changing things up, adding more stuff, and talking about other things. That's really it. So if you made it this far, congratulations. I'm impressed. But,
Makes both of us.
so anyway, we're going to talk about Hall of Fame and some coaching stuff too. So we'll get to that. And the next one at some point, I think I'll post that. Does it really fucking matter? No. Anyway, folks, till next time. There's nothing to bet on, so good luck. Enjoy your research, and hopefully next week we can come up with something far more invigorating in our conversation and arguments. Next week I'm gonna find something else.
No, that was a good one. I like that.
That was so random, dude.